Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to this deep dive session, episode 42. I am so pleased to have you back in our shared learning space. Today, we are going on a journey into the deepest parts of your mind to explore the invisible patterns that govern almost everything you do. We are talking about the incredible power of habits. Take a moment to think about your morning. When you woke up, did you consciously decide which foot to put on the floor first? Did you think about the exact angle of the toothbrush in your mouth? Probably not. Research from Duke University suggests that about 40 to 45% of our daily actions are not conscious decisions at all. They are automatic behaviors. Your brain is a prediction machine designed to save energy. Every time you repeat a task, your brain looks for a way to turn it into a routine. In psychology, this process of turning a complex sequence of actions into an automatic script is called chunking. To understand habits, we must look at where they live. While your conscious thoughts happen in the prefrontal cortex, your habits are stored deep inside the basal ganglia. This is the primitive part of the brain. It is very efficient, but it has one problem: it cannot tell the difference between a good habit and a bad habit. It only cares about the cycle. Scientists call this cycle the habit loop. It consists of three distinct stages. First, there is the cue, a trigger that tells your brain to go into autopilot. This could be a time of day, an emotion, or even a specific smell. Second, there is the routine, the physical or mental action you take. And finally, there is the reward. The reward is the most critical part. It provides a hit of dopamine, the chemical of satisfaction, which tells your brain, "This felt good. Let's do it again next time." Let's apply this to your language acquisition. Many students tell me, "Professor, I lack the willpower to study every day." But here is the secret: willpower is like a battery. It is finite. It runs out by the end of a long work day. Successful learners don't rely on willpower, they rely on systems. If your cue is sitting on the train and your routine is opening Professor Wolfizzle's podcast, the habit takes over. You don't need willpower because the brain is already in its automated flow. But how do we build these systems? This brings us to a brilliant concept called habit stacking, popularized by authors like James Clear. The idea is to take a new behavior you want to cultivate and stack it on top of a current, rock-solid habit. Think of your old habit as an anchor. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, current habit, I will listen to 5 minutes of English, new habit. You are using the existing neural pathways in your brain to support the new ones. This reduces the friction, the mental resistance that usually stops us from starting. Now, we must address the difficult part, the dark side of habits. Bad habits are often coping mechanisms. We don't scroll on social media for 3 hours because we love the content, we do it because we are bored, lonely, or stressed. The scrolling is the routine, and the distraction is the reward. To change a bad habit, you cannot simply use brute force to stop it. If you try to delete a habit, you leave a hole in your brain, and the old behavior will eventually return. Instead, you must replace it. You keep the same cue, stress, and the same reward, relaxation, but you find a new routine, perhaps a 5-minute walk or a breathing exercise. This requires persistence and self-awareness. You have to become a detective of your own life, observing your triggers with objectivity. Another key to long-term transformation is the environment. Your environment is the invisible hand that shapes your behavior. If you want to eat healthier, you don't use willpower in the kitchen, you simply don't buy the junk food at the store. If you want to learn English, you leave your headphones on the dinner table so you see them immediately. We call this environmental design. Make the good habits easy and the bad habits difficult. There is a common myth that it takes 21 days to form a habit. However, a famous study from University College London found that, on average, it takes 66 days. For some, it might take 18 days, for others, a whole year. This is why patience is your best friend. Don't look for immediate perfection. Look for consistency. In the world of psychology, we also talk about identity-based habits. This is a total shift in mindset. Instead of saying, "I am trying to learn English," you say, "I am a learner." When you change your identity, you are no longer fighting against yourself. You are simply acting like the person you believe you are. Every small action, even listening to this podcast for 10 minutes, is a vote for the person you want to become. As we reach the later part of this session, I want you to consider the compound effect. Small habits, like small interest in a bank account, add up over time. If you improve your English by just 1% every day, you will be 37 times better by the end of the year. That is the power of incremental growth. I want you to be kind to yourself when you fail. Many people experience frustration and quit the moment they break their streak. But in the science of behavioral change, the most important rule is, never miss twice. If you miss a day, don't worry. Just make sure the next day, you are back on track. Your potential is not destroyed by one mistake, it is built by your resilience to start again. As you listen to my voice today, you are already deep in a positive habit. You are training your brain to handle high-level concepts, complex terminology, and the beautiful nuances of the English language. You are building a growth mindset that will serve you in every area of your life. So, for this week, I have a very specific task for you. Identify one bad habit you want to change and find the cue that triggers it. Then, identify one good habit you want to start and stack it onto your morning or evening routine. Don't try to change your whole life in one day. Just focus on one small milestone. Thank you for your incredible dedication and for spending this time with me. You are a capable, focused, and growing individual. I am Professor Wolfizzle. Stay consistent, stay curious, and I look forward to our next conversation in episode 43. Goodbye for now.